Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is preseason football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see a man on his 8th NFL team, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and the Miami Dolphins, as they match up with Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With that, let's head over to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. For the call of this one, we bring in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. With the echoes of cannon blast still ringing in our ears from the north end zone, the Bucs were introduced a moment ago, and they are all set as their guys will do battle with the Miami Dolphins. Brandon Godden, Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts, and a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win. And I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. Then I watched some of those shows that the NFL does, and you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson. Wins and losses count no matter what time of year it is.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Buccaneers heading out. It's the fifth-year man, Jameis Winston, in charge. The big key for Jameis this year, just finding a way to avoid those turnovers. They've been his undoing during his tenure in Tampa. It's no secret. 14 interceptions again last year, plus 7 fumbles in just 9 games played. This is Peyton Barber. He led them in rushing a season ago. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
Peyton Barber, a surprise workhorse for the Buccaneers in 2018. I don't think they expected him to have 234 carries, but he certainly felt like he could carry the load and just carried it there for a nice gain.
Play action now. Winston airing this one out for Evans. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. And this offense can air it out, and when they do, you have to key on Mike Evans.
And we do think about his catch radius first and foremost. A tall, lean receiver, but he actually can make some agile plays as well.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Winston to Godwin on the connection there for a Tampa Bay first.
Chris Godwin, the former Penn Stater, should see an increase in action and production in 2019 with Adam Humphries and Deshaun Jackson gone from the team. 842 yards in 2018, second only to Mike Evans on the Buccaneers.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Barber on 1st and 10. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Watch time, watch time. Tight end right, tight end right. Out. 3 down, 3 down. Out.
Here's Winston. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 42.
And with the Buccaneers' new coaching staff, you have to figure they're going to want to use O.J. Howard a little bit more this season. 34 catches, 565 yards last year, but that was in only 10 games. 6'6", 251, and can run. Find a way to get him the ball as they just did there.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 42-yard line.
Hey. You got three down.
Winston gives to Barber. Devon Godchaux up to make the tackle. And let's run through the Dolphins defense.
The competition to go to the Pro Bowl at safety is fierce in the NFL, but Rashad Jones makes his case year in and year out as one who should go.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, let's get that hard.
Jameis to throw it. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 28.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Our time. It's our time.
Andre Ellington, his first carry. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. To throw is Winston. And this is going to be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it.
Let's go, baby.
They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
White 80! Mike's by 4. It's our time. It's our time.
This is Kenyon Drake, the 4th-year man from Alabama. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Shaquille Barrett in on the tackle. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Stills had it, but couldn't hang on. And it's 3rd down. Now a draw play with Drake. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
They'll start on the ground with Barber. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Now Winston. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 27 yards there, a first down. On the ground, Ellington. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Ready? Blue 80. 52. 52's the mic. Here we go. Let's go.
Now on 2nd and 13. Winston got a man. It's Brashad Perriman. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Mike, ready? Black, 22.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll try and run here with Barber. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
I wonder if they just kind of outguessed themselves a little bit trying to run it on 3rd down. Probably should have gone to the air to try and pick it up. Instead, the punting unit will have to run on the field.
Fourth down, and the Bucs trot out the former 49er Bradley Pinion to punt it. Jakeem Grant back deep for Miami. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And out come the Dolphins now. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
They'll start the drive with Drake. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Now, Kenyon Drake, he was kind of underutilized last year when Adam Gase was head coach, only 7 starts. But now he's going to get a chance under new head coach Brian Flores to really showcase his talent. He certainly flashed his diverse playmaking abilities a season ago. 9 touchdowns, 5 through the air, and 4 on the ground. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. To throw, Fitzpatrick. Got a man open, open. That's Devontae Parker complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down. On first down, Drake. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back.
Check. Check. 45. Come on. Here we go, D. Here I come again.
On 2nd and 7, Fitzpatrick and Dwayne Allen on the ground. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 35.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. They'll run with his second-year man from ASU, Kalen Ballage. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now it's a bootleg with Fitzpatrick. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 16. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Check my 20. Check my 45. It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
Now Ballage. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. Another tackle for loss from the interior of that D-line. He had 4 of those last week, partner.
And what you can glean just from the statistics, even if you don't watch the tape, is that he is what we call a one-gap player. I mean, that's all he has responsibility for, which means they want him to get upfield, penetrate to the backfield, make plays. When you're a 2-gap defensive tackle, you've got to cover up too much ground, and all you're trying to do is hold the point of attack. You don't get very many tackles for loss.
The O-line, they better figure a way to plug that gap. Already, he's top 50 receiving yards in this first quarter, and he's got a first down. Here's a run with Ballage. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, Fitzpatrick. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by M.J. Stewart. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll run here with Barber. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. First down, they go with Barber again. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Black 25. Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
On play action, Winston. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Winston. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. But he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. He is a difference maker at the linebacker position. He had a pick 6 last year, remember it. But it's different for those guys, isn't it, than a corner or a safety?
It certainly is, because sometimes they're pattern reading, seeing what the receivers are doing. Sometimes they're spot dropping, just getting to a place on the field and finding the quarterback and going to the ball. But remember this, these linebackers, at one time in their life, a lot of them were running backs. And they love having the ball back in their hands and making big moves towards the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now a 7-0 game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. They're probably lucky to only be down 7-0 as they come up 1st and 10. Winston and the Bucs take over now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. On the ground, it's Barber to start the drive. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Winston. And that's going to be intercepted by the Pro Bowler, Xavier Howard. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
Running, it's Drake. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick caught by Allen. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Drake. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
So on 4th down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the lead moves to 10-zip. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Heading back out there, a look at Peyton Barber. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Ready, white 25, right there in the middle, 55. Get ready, get ready, get ready.
On 2nd and 15 now. Winston, and this is incomplete. Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. 3rd down here. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for this 2nd quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for the Buccaneers. 53 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
This is Ellington. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Winston, that's caught by Howard. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
Let's go.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Barber. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Taking it in from 4 yards out as they are now on the board here in the first half. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
A drive that time of 6 plays. And it's Peyton Barber that polishes it all off with a touchdown scamper. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Right there, 20. Right there, 54 miles. Here we go.
Drake will start the drive on the ground. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd and 1, Fitzpatrick. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. This quarterback, Ryan Fitzpatrick, of course, is well known here in Tampa, splitting time with Jameis Winston the last couple of seasons. Had that memorable start to last year. Everybody can recall the Fitz magic that happened. 3 straight 400-yard games to begin the season. And he was actually the first player to throw for 400-plus in 3 straight games at any part during any campaign.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef, they want to run the football. But that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Mike 54. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
On 2nd and 11 now. Fitzpatrick. His throw incomplete. His tight end, Dwayne Allen, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
So now here in the 2nd week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along, because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle, no mental mistakes, or they're starting to look like a good offensive football team?
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
Here's Matt Hawk now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Gearing up to go again here on offense, Andre Ellington works his way back out there. He's just been looking for some space. Yeah, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Winston. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Winston leaves it with Barber on the draw. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Ready? 125. Watch the run. Watch the run. This side, baby. That's baby side.
On 2nd and 11 now. Winston looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Ellington. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the 1st down. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Now Ellington. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From just shy of midfield, Winston, left side here, that's complete to Godwin. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down. Winston now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Running with Barber out of the gun. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Working out of the gun, Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Jerome Baker right there in coverage. You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now, it's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules, they'll carry 90 all the way through the preseason before they make the final cut. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys to learn for these games.
And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
A 31-yard attempt.
And Gay knocks this one through. And that will knot us up at 10. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
They'll run on first down. Drake, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, Fitzpatrick. Incomplete. This is Albert Wilson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first. Wilson now in his 2nd season in Miami. First 4 years were in Kansas City. He's always been a solid complementary receiver, but Miami really hoping he can take the next step in his development, be more of a go-to guy now at 27 years of age. This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Counterplay, Drake, and he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
Here's Fitzpatrick. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Devontae Parker, and he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty would do? I don't
even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Sanders now to add the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Winston and the Bucs take over now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Here's Barber. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 2nd down and 4, Winston throwing right, and that's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Ready? Blue ready. Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
Now on 2nd and 13, Winston. And his throw here's incomplete. Eric Rowe that time able to knock that pass away.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. And to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the 1st down marker.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down, seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to a 1st down.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He's got the lead here in the 2nd quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing well, your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that, because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, because he's looked pretty good to this point. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go, D.
Here's Fitzpatrick. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. On the delay, it's Balaj. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on fourth.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Miami. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 30. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Around the NFL, they're into the second quarter in the Meadowlands. And it's the Bears who are off to the early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo.
Winston now. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
So don't say nothing.
Jameis now on first down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. This one of 3 games going on in the NFL on this Friday night, the second week of the preseason. We've got 5 more tomorrow, including Cowboys-Rams in Honolulu, then 2 more on Sunday and on Monday night. We wrap things up with the 49ers and Broncos from Denver. In our game, still a lot to keep an eye on. Guys battling, trying to make a ball club. We'll send it back to 2 guys already on our team. That's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27th. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A first throw for the backup Rosen. And his throw is incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Balaj. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run it with Balaj. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. 2nd and 5 now. Rosen going to throw right side here, complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
They'll run here with Balaj. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
From the 17, Rosen. That is incomplete. It was the linebacker, Devin White, there to knock it away.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
A draw play now. Balaj. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. It's a 5-yard pickup, but spotted a few chain links short of the first, so a little bit of decision time here coming up on 4th down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the 2nd half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start. Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now it's the backup Gabbert. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. 27 yards there, a first down. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 47. And to give this time to the tailback. Now they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Off the play fake, Gabbert. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Play action now, Gabbert. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Eric Rowe that time able to knock that pass away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The drive will commence with a run by Balaj. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they'll put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And with the play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22 and he needed plenty more. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on fourth down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
Here's Matt Hawk now. He's been terrific so far. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Tight end's right. 4 down. Check.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go defense. Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Gabbard. That'll be caught by Jordan Leggett, his tight end. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Gabbard finds his man. Watson over the middle. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That one a first down pickup of 8.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On first down, it's Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here?
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
Ready? 20, Mike 20. Watch the flag.
On 2nd and 11 now. Gabbard. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They run. Anderson. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Check 55, Mike. Come on, D.
Ready? To throw on 2nd and 6. Gabbert to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Here's Gay for the Buccaneer field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Gay's kick is good. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a one-score game at 20-13. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Josh Rosen and company getting set for their next possession. And we'll see if he opts for a heavier dose of running plays because running is where they've had more success than in the passing game.
And the way they've spread it around to different people running it as well. It's not just been one principal guy who's carried the thing and moved the game forward for them. Whoever has touched it has given them good yardage. I think he's going to stay with that game plan. It takes the pressure off of him as a thrower.
And a team effort, and they're winning on the scoreboard. They'll start with a give here to Balaj. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll be a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a first down.
Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. 51 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
On the ground, Ellington. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
The best play callers in any league know how to break their tendencies. They study themselves, they self-scout, and they realize most of the time you don't call a draw play on 1st and 10. So every so often you insert that play just to make the defense think, even if it's not successful.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
They go play action. Gabbert. This one complete to Scott Miller. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 27 yards there, a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Jordan Leggett, the tight end, his intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, Gabbert. That's into the hands of the tight end, Leggett. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 30.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 30-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. About 3 yards there to the 27.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. And that'll do it for the end of the 3rd quarter. You're watching preseason football on EA Sports.
Set 70, Indy. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
From the 27, Gabbert. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Eric Rowe that time able to knock that pass away.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Let's keep moving.
Gabbert to throw for it on 4th. And he's got Miller. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Wow, first and goal, and defensively, all they could do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. They'll run, Anderson. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it?
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Jordan Leggett the target there, but now it's third and goal. The Miami defense trying to keep him out. They haven't let him in yet. Can they hold again here on third and goal? They'll try to run this one in. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on fourth and goal. Now Gabbard on fourth down. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I tell you, you don't have press conferences when you sign guys like this. But he's been a real difference maker so far. That's now 2 interceptions for him in the game. And when you're getting contributions up and down your 53-man roster, you're going to be all right.
The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll start on the ground with Balaj. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Rosen. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Now Balaj. And he's going to be taken down about a yard shy of the first at the 29. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Here's Matt Hawk now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. So out come the Bucs now. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, That's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
Brandon, that play certainly felt like what I call a tendency breaker. 1st and 10, they dial up a draw play. That's not a normal situation, but give credit to the defense. They weren't fooled at all and really finished off the play.
Here we go. 18 Gator. Hey.
On 2nd and 12, Gabbard is going to fire one deep, and got his man complete. 33 yards that time.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now a draw play. This is Jones. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. On 2nd and 9, Gabbard. And that's going to be intercepted by the Pro Bowler Xavier Howard. Johnson, the intended target. Agreed, that's twice now in this 4th quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
So now here come the Dolphins. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Miami 1st down, that one going for a gain of 11. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. On 2nd and 11 now. Rosen gets it to Bryce Butler, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin 1st down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Rosen now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And down to the 36-yard line here. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. So the solid run on 1st, and I would imagine no real hurry to run that 2nd down play.
No, it's all on your quarterback now. He's going to keep an eye on the play clock and bleed things down, and he's not going to let the ball be snapped until it's inside 3 seconds left on the play clock. Unless, of course, you're playing a video game, you're trying to run it up on your friend.
Nice touch. Cold-blooded, too. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. Now the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Getting set to go here, we see Blaine Gabbert march back out onto the field. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only 1 score down.
Yeah, true. We could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. Tackle made there by Eric Rowe.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
From the 38, Gabbert. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down. On the delay, Jones. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Normally, that's not the down and distance that you call a draw play. You usually want to wait to 2nd or 3rd down with a definite passing situation before that play is dialed up.
Here we go. 10 Lobo.
Watch tight end. 4 down. Check. 4 down.
Ready.
On 2nd and 12, Gabbert. Complete. It's Johnson. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones, and that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
On the set.
Mike 20. Hey, defense, let's go.
Fire.
On 2nd and 11 now. Gabbert. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 22-yard line.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's go deep, tighten up.
from the shotgun to give to Jones. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down.
Brings up second and 10.
Let him know, let him know.
At the 22-yard line.
Go.
Throwing on second down. Gabbert. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
We got 4.
Play fake. Gabbert looking for the end zone. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now Gabbert. This is Johnson. He's got it. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now it's Rosen. And this is going to be intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Down.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Gabbard. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
18 Gator.
Check, 43.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Ready.
Here's Gabbard. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And they're going to get him down shy of the first at about the 13-yard line. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they stop it prior to what will be an important fourth down.
A 30-yard attempt.
And Gay knocks this one through. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So now Rosen and the Dolphins down 23-20, a minute 7 remaining. You can't say the preseason isn't interesting. This has been great as they come up first and 10.
We got trips over here. There's overload. I got 19.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the fourth.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10. Gonna give this time to the tailback. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Second and 10 at the Buccaneers' 44-yard line.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
Back to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And he works free. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. Still catching our breaths from that electric finish. You get into overtime, that's one thing. It was a great 4 quarters. But then in OT, not only to win it, but to win it on a defensive score. Wow.
Oh, definitely. And I think from now on, we're going to definitely travel someone who can help us, because I thought I was going to pass out at the end. Not just getting to the overtime, but the plays in overtime that led to this one, and to finish it on a defensive touchdown, a takeaway that gets into the end zone. I'm not rooting for anyone, but boy, I love to see games finish that way.
That'll do.